Let's return to our top story tonight. Canadian Michael Spavor found guilty of espionage in China. His sentence, 11 years, a fine roughly equal to $10,000 Canadian, and deportation. To help us understand what this means for Michael Spavor and also Michael Kovrig, let's bring in Ben Roswell, a former Canadian diplomat and president of the Canadian International Council. And tonight he's in Prince Edward Island. First of all, your reaction to the verdict and sentence tonight?
Well, this is a very long story. It's been developing for a long time. I do think we've got quite a few chapters still to go. It has become the abiding issue of our foreign policy in these days. And I don't think anyone expected that either in the Canada-China relationship to become so poisonous over these detentions, or for, frankly, a consular issue to become so dominant and so divisive in Canada. No matter what happens to Michael Spavor and to Michael Kovrig, I do think that Canadian foreign policy, and particularly our foreign policy towards the second most powerful country in the world, will never be the same again.
So drawing on your long experience as a diplomat and somebody that studies diplomacy now, what sort of options does Canada have here?
So Canada's got to look at the breadth of its relationship with China. I mean, this is the country that's reshaping the world as it grows. It's testing out its relationship with other countries. And while we focus on the immediate goal of getting the two Michaels home safe and sound and sparing the life of Robin Schellenberg and protecting any future Canadians who might run afoul of the regime in Beijing, I do think we have to play the long game. China is sort of testing out its new relationship with the rest of the world now that it's become so powerful and everyone recognizes it's eventually going to be the top economic country, maybe will challenge the United States militarily at some point. We could look at this chapter of the detentions and the two Michaels as one area where China tested its limits and, in fact, I think found some pretty serious pushback, not just from Canada, but from this coalition of countries that came together. We saw them today at the trial of Michael Spavor, representatives of 25 countries who went all the way to this obscure town of Dandong to show their support for Canadians, and in fact for any citizen of any country in the world living and operating in China, to make the message back to the Beijing regime, this should never, ever happen again.
A late night on the East Coast, Ben. We appreciate you sticking with us and providing that analysis. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good night.